right. Hello again, everybody, and welcome to another exciting episode of Realms of the Wild. I am going to just inform you all now, if I seem less than energetic, that is because I believe I may have some minor food poisoning. So, yes, I may be slightly out of it today, but we are still running the game because that's the kind of dungeon master that I am.
I already
Or I'm a
apologized
masochist.
about the food poisoning, Jody.
Okay.
Stop poisoning people!
Come on, Elias. We talked about this.
Did we?
It's a growth process,
Rolled a 1 check.
Real quick to get some announcements out of the way. It is currently Celebration of the Wild at Zelda Universe. It's been over a year now since Breath of the Wild came out, which is consistently one of the highest rated Zelda games in the entire franchise. Everybody loves it. There's motorcycles in it apparently now.
A motorcycle.
Yeah. It's really, really cool. It really redefined the series itself. It's a very unique game. Even if you are not a Zelda fan, apparently everybody loves it. I have not played it yet. So all sorts of Breath of the Wild related anniversary content is up on the website, and on Twitch, an occasional Korok may pop up and give you extra rupees, which you can use to do things like last week, where every time I hit the party, they magically got healed.
Thank you.
Please do that.
Old god of whatever it was called.
And Kiri has a cat.
Merlin will be joining us as my. Ow, you son of a! I'm not a chew toy. You not negotiate with terrorists.
So anyway, the other thing is the PAX East schedule is out. So the Zelda Universe panel, Breath of the Wild and the Future of the Zelda series is on there. The panel itself will include Alex, Laughing Boy LP, and Josh Jepson from the Twitch channel. And it'll be Thursday, April 5th at 6 p.m. Eastern in the Condor Theater. It won't be live streamed, unfortunately. So if you're unable to make it to PAX East, you will not be able to watch it live. However, they will be recording it and will be uploading the recording as quickly as is possible. So definitely check that out if you guys are heading to PAX East. I know Alex, Laughing Boy, and Josh are all going to be there. Are there any other Twitch people are going to be there that aren't on the panel?
Those are
Or CE people in general?
there might be a couple. There might be at least one other person on the panel. I don't know who it is, but I think out of Twitch people, it's just those three. That's all I could remember. So that's all I wrote in the announcement.
If you do see any of the Zelda Universe people, please say hi. We love to see you guys. You get a squirt bottle for Merlin.
They're all
No, it's for you.
Oh, well, that makes sense.
They're all going to be wearing matching pants at the convention, so you can identify a giant Z on one leg and giant U on the other.
So stare at their legs the entire time.
And a giant T where the crotch is. That's
yeah. That's really where they need to stare the most. Good morning. It's a Saturday. Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Yes. Those you wondering, I am wearing green. I have a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles pin, and I am Irish.
How are they going to
So
pinch
there.
you through the screen? Honestly,
I do not give them ideas.
They will donate rupees and make it happen.
Patrick was British and a prick.
So, as far as announcements for Realms of the Wild, as always, we have our poll of the week that goes up after the rebroadcast on the weeks on our off weeks, and the winner of this was looking like it was going to be Pierre, who Alex was unfortunately unable to join us due to prior obligations. But in a strange turn of events in the last 30 minutes, it turned into Zulta.
Woo!
So Zulta, you have a special legend point. You can use it however you want. And yeah, so that really covers the announcements and everything. Thank you, Classy Don. This is my favorite RPG show in the Citadel as well.
Is that a reference to something? I've been staring at that message for 90 seconds trying to figure out what that
means. Oh, God.
Love you, Don. Hope to have you back sometime. Just the expression you have as you brandish this squirt bottle of "bitch, I'll do it."
He keeps trying to chew on my cords.
She's on edge from being knocked unconscious.
So, to bring us back into the realms of the wild, last week you guys dealt with these very bizarre Yiga clan twins, it looked like, that would have done a lot more if it wasn't for the fact that Kess stunned one of them and then just fell asleep for the rest of the battle.
I did not fall asleep. I was knocked unconscious. They were not nice humans.
Didn't fall asleep on purpose.
Just had to take a nap.
And I kept rolling to get out of the stun, which, by the way, that particular condition is actually remarkably simple to get out of. You just push them and then they wake up. But I'm like, no, it's a boss. It will just roll high. No, it didn't. I was rolling 36s on attack rolls and 4 on saving throws.
It's good. It's the balance of the
So
universe.
One of the twins did nothing in this really cool boss fight that I created.
It was really cool because no one died.
I think that the way I killed them was really cool.
Yeah.
Fun fact, I took no damage in that battle.
You guys were able to deal with them. And you examined what it looked like they were guarding, which was this portal. After realizing that it was a tear that was stable compared to the other ones, Kess did a little bit of aggressive learning, kind of figured out how it worked. And you guys were able to go through and come back. Aruna went and in both realms collapsed the tunnel leading into the area so that
on purpose,
so the Yiga clan couldn't get back to this. And then you guys found a set of stairs leading out of the room to what you assumed was a surface. So you guys went through to a different realm. And when you came up to the surface, you discovered a world that none of you, other than Pierre, had ever seen before. The sky itself had a yellowish tint to it. The air had this acrid smell to it. And as you guys got out there, you felt the ground rumbling on a very rhythmic basis. You'd hear this.
Pierre's home is crap.
And as you turned around, you saw far in the distance a well over 200-foot tall, what looked like giant suit of armor roaming the plains of Hyrule Field. And looking around, you saw even further off, miles away, another one of these suits of armor over by Zora's domain and Lanayru. Elias, you know the names. There we go, Lanayru area, and another one over by the Tabantha area. So 3 of these massive suits of giant armor just roaming around the world, and everything else looks like it's been destroyed. You see husks of machines and piles of bones and things like that in random places. So that is the world you are currently in. Again, you are right at the top of what looks from the outside to be a fairly well hidden cave that descends back down into that stable tear room. Somebody wants to be an internet star.
It's me.
So yeah, I think I have music and everything for this, don't I?
Perhaps. It's like Attack of the Animals this morning.
I think this is the one I used for it. Let's see. Yeah, that'll work. All right, so yeah, what do you guys want to do?
Pierre, is it safe to be here right now?
Pierre seems uncharacteristically quiet.
Oh, one of those.
This is not helpful.
He does mention that is really loud, and I'm going to turn the volume down just a little bit.
I have a theory based on the music. It is not safe to be here.
What music?
I have a sense of these things.
Pierre's being really quiet.
It happens.
So Pierre does mention this is not a safe place. We need to find cover now.
In a field.
Look for cover.
I use Aruna as cover.
Unlike the Hyrule field that you guys are used to, where it has like those kind of like sea of tall grass and stuff like that, this does not have any of that. There are scorched and it's scorched and barren. A lot of the kind of rolling hills that you saw before have like big chunks taken out of them, and things like that. The area that you're in is not very cover friendly. But if you wanted to, you could probably find one of the more intact hills that would give you at least some sort of cover.
By intact, like, are there just giant indentations, or are there just chunks of hills everywhere?
There are. It looks like something very, very large has impacted, like seeing these giant things, like they've kicked out parts of the hills and things like that. So you will see like these big gaping holes and halves of the hill that are just not there, and then you will see piles of dirt.
Oh, so they were like elevated. Now they're just flat.
Not purely flat. Like half of the hill would have been taken out and the other half is still there.
So we just need to find the closest half hill.
Yeah. So if you guys want to do that, it'd require a perception check from one of you.
We should do that. So I'll look for that, I guess. Perception, you said? Oh, that's not bad. It's 21.
Okay. So without too much difficulty, you see probably about 1,000 feet away a hill that's intact enough and has a little bit of an overhang that you guys could probably huddle under it and not be seen by too much. From above, from ground level, you're a bit hit or miss depending on the direction they're coming from. But
guys, there's an overhang over there. Should we go there?
Yes.
Sounds good.
Okay. So you guys don't have too much trouble getting over there. But the entire time you're here, every time the closest giant thing takes a step, the entire ground shakes and you're showered with little bits of rock and dirt.
This is fine. Everything's fine.
Should we maybe try to go back to the portal to the safer Hyrule? Because this Hyrule does not seem... Well, okay. The other one wasn't safe. But it's safer than this one, I think.
You're not wrong. Wait, I thought we collapsed the thing, though.
Just the tunnel that led into it. Remember, you guys went through like the room with all the traps and everything.
Okay, so there's no way. Like, we could go back there, but then we're just gonna starve because there's no way out of that temple.
Well, yeah, you have a stairway that leads up that is still open.
Oh,
both realms. It's just the other entrance to that room is collapsed. Okay. So there's there used to be 2 ways in. Now there's only one.
I don't know.
All right. So
collapsing only one helps us keep the Yiga clan out.
What are the benefits?
Well,
of this side, like, what do we need to do over here?
I don't know. It sounded like we didn't have to be in a certain realm, but...
Well, you do remember Brayak telling you that the only wound that he is aware of its specific location is in this realm. And it's in the Eldin area, the crashed Rito city of Eldin.
But
how far away from that are we?
Eldin is to the northeast. It will be a good couple days journey to get out of Hyrule Field, and then Eldin, I think, borders, if I remember correctly, it borders Hyrule Field. You would go past the Great Korok Forest, or the Great Deku Forest, and that's where Death Mountain is and all that.
Well, we thought about going to that one, but then Impa told us about the Lost Temple place, which is where we were going.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if it depends in which Hyrule we're in. I don't think so, but I don't know how this works.
This is not a good
also
day for Pierre to be uncharacteristically quiet.
Right.
He does seem visibly shaken and very, very different from the person that you're used to seeing. Like, he's generally very jovial to a point. He's very boisterous, and his entire mannerisms has changed since you guys got here.
Does it, I mean, I'm assuming, Pierre, these things are not good. How are we supposed to cross the rest of Hyrule Field either way with these giant things staring down at us?
They're called Titans.
Oh, these are the Titans. That makes sense.
I hear we need to remember them.
Yes. Thank you for making it so I didn't have to.
And not doing an attack on them. It seems like it'd be easier to cross the other Hyrule Field, but I don't know what happened to that. Well, no, we killed that Guardian somehow. I don't know.
Yes, somehow.
Whose voice was that? That was weird.
It's an echo.
A sarcastic echo.
Seems legit.
I don't know. It seems like we should try to go to the other Hyrule now that we've seen what's on the other side of this to cross the field.
What's his name? Someone tell me Alex's character's name.
Pierre.
Thank you. Pierre kind of chimes in. If you move fast and stick to whatever cover you can find, there's a good chance you can avoid the Titan roaming here. But you need to move fast. He's fairly far off right now. but he won't remain that way.
Well,
Sounds like we have to run.
Do you think it's
Or
safer
roll.
to run in this field or the other one? You're the only one I think who's been in both so far.
Nothing is safe here.
Well, I vote we go back to the other one. Oh, is everyone quiet now? Okay.
I never thought I would say this ever, but I actually agree with Aruna.
You know what? I've come too close to death just by touching random things today. I agree.
Why are you so dejected with that?
Because
I came too close to death with touching random things. I should no longer touch random things.
I should be able to do this and make it through, but apparently no one wants to do it, and I cannot die. So
my player and my character are very conflicted right now because as a player I really want to see this new realm, but it's not a good place to be.
Clearly, no, that was also in character.
I have zero incentive as a. Well, okay.
Well,
so sorry, I was grabbing the thing that's going to keep me alive through this stream. Is there? Has he explained what the Titans are?
He's called them Titans.
he mentioned.
Okay.
I feel like he mentioned Titans at some point.
Are they controlled by something? Are they mechanical?
Rayak, might have mentioned.
Oh, right. He name dropped him.
He name dropped him, and then Pierre got real
Yeah.
pointed with his stabbies.
If you guys would like to question Pierre about it, you can.
Go press X. I would like to question Pierre.
Pay respects. Well, I think the three of us think it'd be a good idea to go back to the other Hyrule field. Pierre, what do you think? It's easier to move across that one than this one?
As I said before, nowhere in this world is safe.
Okay.
Nothing in this world is easy.
I think that means yes, go back.
I think that's super helpful.
Iruna rolls back to the staircase. Quickly, according to Pierre's advice.
Yeah, Zolta runs towards the staircase.
Mine! Not for you, whore!
It's literally attack of the cat.
At least mine is like, I'm in your lap, I don't care.
I have a dinosaur on my t-shirt. Does that count?
I am loving this cat.
We love you too, Sean. You're fine.
Don't negotiate with terrorists.
You almost like it. Almost is that romantic comedy thing where they both just kind of lean in.
Mm-hmm. This is my new boyfriend.
Almost.
Love knows no bounds.
Except it does.
It knows these bounds.
You know what bounds it knows? Consent. You know what can't consent? Animals.
Zelda universe takes a firm stance on
anti-bestiality.
Yep.
You know, these stairs are so windy and long. I feel like I might have to actually get out of my rolling thing to actually jog down them.
This was not an area I thought we would go. Everybody gets a legend point.
That was your
I just died.
That was your first mistake.
This is the PSA moment from Legend of Zelda. We are going to have a do-do-do-do. The more you know.
Realms of the Wild is brought to you by
anti-bestiality.
Okay.
You can't consent. Don't sleep with it.
I'm sorry.
This is
I'm
fun.
Oh my
sorry.
god. To
by
the
sorry.
admins and people that run Zelda Universe, I apologize.
Are you kidding
about
me? They'd
all
be
of the
right there in this conversation right now.
I
Yeah.
mean, and to be fair, we're not saying anything that's actually risque. We're against bestiality.
Okay, so
Aruna has rolled back, and you hear this thud, 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 as he rolls down the stairs.
so that happened. But what are
Did I say
Titans?
Aruna or Pierre?
You said
Aruna's
Aruna.
You said Aruna.
Okay.
That would be
It'd
extra
funny
hilarious.
if Pierre did that.
Why is he doing
It
that?
would have meant that I rolled into Pierre, and that the
then
thud
you're
was
just
just Pierre
both
hitting the
going.
ground over and over again. Wouldn't be the first time.
Aw. No, that's how we met you.
That's how. That's actually how Kess met Pierre.
Yeah, he does that a lot.
Roll to figure
So-
out which one of you is on top.
Yep.
I'm always on top, regardless if I'm on the bottom or not. Anyway, what? Huh?
Even the cat went, okay, I'm out.
No.
So I would like to
Pet the cat.
ask, if Pierre is still standing there, because
He is. He
and I have neither moved. So
Yeah,
I
and
wanna-
I
very
was
far
far.
away
I'm gonna
right now.
play against my player here because you son of a and not move right away because damn it, curious, impulsive.
Mhm.
What are Titans?
And almost like he's, like it's not even him speaking.
That's well, it's 'cause it's you.
He just starts kind of spewing out. 10,000 years ago, Ganon decided to forego corporal form and became Calamity Ganon. The four great races of this world came together to attempt to seal him forever, using giant suits of armor created through the mastery of wisdom and technology. They were piloted by the wisest members of each species. We called these machines Titans. And 10,000 years ago, they succeeded in doing exactly that. However, after 10,000 years of peace and prosperity, Calamity Ganon began to break free of his seals. So the ruler of the Rito decided to call upon the four races again to bring their wisest to pilot the Titans again to seal him once and for all. Using his control over the Triforce of Courage, he corrupted the Yiga clan, gave them immense martial prowess. They infiltrated the Titans, killed the pilots, and used them to destroy the world.
It's a cheery bedtime story. So their armor? Like there's someone in that controlling that right now?
Yes.
As a completely inappropriate moment, because this is Kiss. That is so cool!
Take a legend point for that. As Pierre, kind of taken out of his stupor, and for the first time, he actually looks like he's looking at you. He's like, "No, it's not. Do you know what these things are capable of?
Yes!
You know
That
the
is a
hundreds of
technological
thousands of
freaking-
people that are dead now because of them."
Well, yeah, you give it to like an evil person. Fine. That is fucking awesome. Terrifying.
Flies away.
But awesome. You guys really don't want to... I mean, theoretically, we could take one if you could figure out how to get inside.
Zolta hears none of this because I assume she's...
No, she's talking
totally
down
alone.
Yeah.
I am talking entirely to myself at this point.
Kess needs no audience.
This is how aggressive learning happens. Okay, Zolta?
I'm sorry, Zolta can't hear you, so when you're talking to yourself and addressing yourself as Zolta, I mean, we maybe need to have a talk.
This is how the sausage gets made, my friend.
Is that an expression?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you. I was like, yes,
I live
that
in
is an
Wisconsin.
expression.
It's a German expression. We're settled by Germans. I have bratwurst downstairs if I want it.
I am part German.
I don't know where I learned it. I apparently have been repeating a Polish proverb for freaking ever.
Yeah.
And thought everyone knew it, and it's not. Okay, that's not a thing. But,
I know it. Maybe
I know it.
No,
Elias is the only
that's
one
fair.
who doesn't. So.
but like, I've run into multiple people who have told me that not my circus, not my monkeys. They're like, I thought that was a you thing. I'm like, no!
No.
That's definitely not me. I'd love if that was me, but it's not. I won't take credit
That's
for that.
such a great... Like, I love that.
All right, so...
Anyway, do you guys want to play with this monkey and these monkeys in this circus?
Kess really does, but Kess, at this point, has realized...
The rest of the party is gone.
Is gone.
Yeah.
Can I see anything from this distance now that I have this new information of you are controlled by a person?
You can go ahead and make me... Well, so, what are you trying to do?
I just want to see, like... Now that I know that this is being controlled by someone, it's not an automaton, just sort of take note of, this is how it moves. So basically, I'm writing down being like, okay, if this is how it moves externally, in theory, this is probably how the controls might work. If you have this range of motion, where would be the best place to put a hatch? I'm like, just basically, I'm like,
Wait, make me a roll, learning check, a rolling check. Wow.
I will learn so hard.
Roll for rolling.
Boom. 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 21.
All right. So looking at it, the first thing that you kind of come to realize is you're sitting there, you're jotting down sketches and things like that based on some of the stuff that you've done and, based on some of the technology. And you eventually get to a point where you see the final results and you see the stuff that you understand, and there is a huge chunk missing. Like, this technology is so different from the technology that you're aware of. You don't think the people in your realm could build something like this. Like, the technology, even the ancient Sheikah tech that you've learned about, you don't think they could build something like this. The technology simply doesn't exist. So looking at it, you're able, now that you know that there's a pilot, you're able to learn a little bit more. But again, this is such a different approach, and it's such a different way to do this. Like, you can't even figure out, because you, again, doing your math calculations and everything, you start doing power output calculations, and how much energy would be required to lift something made of metal that as large as one of these legs. And you're like, I don't know what they use to create that much energy reliably and controllably.
Okay.
So that's where you are right now, is you're sitting there and you're going, my equations don't match. Like, this shouldn't be possible. And yet it is. So there is a big chunk of information that I don't know.
Dang it, that makes walking away harder.
Yeah, I was about to say, it probably makes it even more enticing for you then, but...
How far away is it?
One of two things is going to happen here.
You're having, you technically are having a very difficult time judging distance because it's so much bigger than anything you've ever seen that the normal things in your brain that kind of help you gauge distance are not working. Normally like size and relative things. It's so big that you can't make relativistic measurements. You would have to get closer to it to be able to figure out how far away it is, to be blunt.
Damn it.
But it has turned. It was just kind of randomly walking around. It has turned and is now walking in your general direction.
All right. Kess is going to steel herself. Take a
just
deep
because
breath.
you go back to
and go
the tunnel doesn't mean you have to leave.
Later. And runs back to the tunnel.
Okay. So as you're running, you stumble a little bit as the vibrations are getting more and more extreme. But you do make it. You do make it back. Did you guys go all the way down, or were you waiting in the entryway for her?
Oh, I started down the stairs. I'm not paying attention to what they're doing.
Well, you already said I was going down the stairs, so I probably would go to the basement and wait for people.
And Pierre went down there and just, again, standing very stoic and silent.
So, kind of skipping in, being like, Pierre, how is it powered? How the heck is it powered?
He seems to have gone completely silent now.
Oh, come on!
Well, don't sound too surprised. I mean, people go quiet every now and then. It's just kind of what we do. Especially Pierre.
You're really not gonna... So many questions.
It could be like a really big fire.
I mean, I think if that's it now, yeah, you'd then have to deal with, like, there's no venting, there wasn't any, like, smoke coming off of it eventually, like...
I guess there could be.
There was.
There is smoke coming out of it?
I guess, yeah, you weren't here last week. There is, again, the air outside has this acrid smell of, it has almost an acidic scent to it.
Yeah.
And,
right.
You saw from the Titans themselves, they do have little clouds of smoke coming from them.
Okay. Smoke or steam?
You can't really tell from this on. It's not black.
Okay.
But it is opaque. Opaque.
Opaque.
Thank you. It's opaque enough that you can see it coming out.
Okay. Why that? Okay, but there's no way it can be just fire because, or even coal or even steam powered because then you.
What if it's like
have a lot more output? What?
What if it's like a really big fire? Because it's a really big thing.
That would make a lot more smoke. Don't try to math.
What math?
Just big. She just reaches up and can't because she's too freaking short. But attempts to do the like hand over face, like no, shh. But it really just kind of hits like.
What are you doing?
What is like down here.
It's like shh.
My neck is fine.
Don't try to math.
Okay. Question mark.
Okay. All right.
The best part about this is Arun is fairly intelligent.
He doesn't express his intelligence very well.
And we have made assumptions based on this.
I don't think he's unintelligent. It's just when he tries to... It's a really big fire.
I mean, Zolta assumes he's unintelligent.
Goron-Tech isn't as much about measurements as it is just getting it right in your head.
It's the difference between like say if an astrophysicist decided to like talk, I'm assuming it's as long as they weren't a jerk.
This is not going to end with a non-insult.
I'm saying like if they were talking to me about math or whatever, I'd be like, cool. I would hope that they would not think I'm an idiot. I'm assuming. But I know nothing.
Oh yeah, like a black hole, right? Sure,
Yeah.
like a black hole.
So in this scenario, Cass is the astrophysicist, and Aruna is the normal person.
Irun is the grad student trying to have a conversation with Stephen Hawking.
Kess is the astrophysicist.
Aggressive learning.
Is Bill Nye.
How dare you?
Hey, compared to an astrophysicist, Bill Nye is an engineer with a master's degree.
He
So
still
compared to-
knows his shit.
Yes, but again,
That's the point here. See,
he's
you
a very
said that-
practical application kind of person. Astrophysics
Fair.
is a very
Fair.
theoretical.
All right.
Both of them are math based.
You know what?
do
I'm
not-
good. I'm good with being Bill Nye.
And
I think it's
Zolta's
an
just
apt-
off in her own world.
I think it's an apt description.
So
The
And
bomber guy.
Cass is Neil deGrasse Tyson. You know, I mean.
I'm fine with that.
And Zolta
I
is
need that
what, the
man to
Unabomber?
record
Like, what have we made here?
We're not gonna talk about the celebrity version of Zolta.
No, because it's an assassin or something weird.
It's an assassin played by our Kardashians.
the Zodiac.
I was
Killer.
about to say.
Oh, you're Kardashian! Oh!
Oh my god!
Assassin Kardashian.
What has happened to
So
my
wait a
life?
minute.
So
In
Is
a
she
world where
here?
I could be Neil deGrasse Tyson or Bill Nye, I became a Kardashian assassin. Okay.
So
That's good.
You
So,
are
you know,
Garrett.
you have the veneer of like I have all this stuff and I feel very entitled, but also I can kill you.
so
And I can kill you with my brain.
should we go back through the portal, or is Pierre being quiet and Kess is talking to yourself?
Pierre walked through the portal without saying anything
Oh.
to you guys.
Okay, so Pierre's gonna be unhelpful, so fine. Let's leave this alone for now because I need to know more before we
Well,
Tony.
like you said
Zolta
earlier,
carefully
Kess, this
walks
looks
through the
like it's stable, so we can come back if we need to go back there later. And if
So those things are being piloted, which means
They
technically
are?
if we could get yes,
oh, cool.
apparently, so that's what? I mean terrifying, but cool. And okay, but that also means there's a person inside, which means if we could get Zolta close enough, technically she might be able to drain their life.
If
And
we
then
don't get
Boom,
stomped
boom,
on.
boom, boom. Goes down the Titan.
We didn't
And then I
tell
can
you
take it
how.
apart.
Wait, we didn't tell you how you woke up, did we?
No.
Okay, so Zolta has this cool new ability, where it's rare right now, but she can drain the life energy of someone and put it in someone else.
That's so cool!
I healed you.
With the
With
energy
the
of a
guy's
dead double Yiga.
Yeah. You have Yiga clan life energy in you.
Ew, get it out! Get it out!
I just realized we really should tell Cass that I just did that to her, so... Yeah, Zolta walks through the portal being very, very careful not to touch any pillars or anything stone-like.
Okay.
Well, the ground is stone.
I mean, yes, but she can't
And
help
Aruna
that.
is very stone-like.
She's not touching Aruna.
Only Kess touched me by my neck. I'm still not sure why.
He's out here for a shorty.
Well, I guess we'll come back if we have to then.
Okay.
And I'm gonna walk
But now
through.
I've got a better idea of how to deal with it. I want to take one apart.
Iruna has walked through.
All right.
Again,
So-
realizing that she's talking to herself. Oh. Steps through.
And so you go through the acrid kind of acidic smell of the air is replaced by the kind of like musty, damp smell of just being in an underground cavern.
I've never
very
been
earthy.
so happy to smell a cave before.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Pierre, how did you live there? That smells awful. Does your nose not work anymore?
He's got a beak, not a nose.
How do
smell
birds
smell.
smell? How does
They
that
have
work, Pierre?
nostrils.
Tell us.
They have holes in their beak for air.
Like,
Yeah, but
what?
they're beak holes,
And
not
they have
nose.
a sense. They have a sense of smell.
Why don't you know
Nothing.
things?
This is all in character, by the way.
Yep.
Why don't you know things?
I don't deal with the bird people.
I'm gonna.
Okay, that seems vaguely racist, but
Look.
I don't know how yet. So.
I mean, have you met Zolta?
No, that's fair.
Zolta Kellyo, vaguely racist.
Hashtag. Don't hashtag that, please. I'm just
You know,
gonna
of all the
tag
places
it,
I
hashtag
thought this
space.
game was going to go today,
To be fair,
nowhere
she is
near.
I
equally offensive
am
to
with you, Jody.
all people.
Yeah. I don't just hate the bird people.
She's
I
an
hate
equal
every-
opportunity asshole.
Ibruna
She's not
looks.
particularly fond of the Zora either. She
No,
just
no.
had to live with them for
I
most of her
literally
life.
don't like any race of people.
So
It's
you're
great.
less racist and just you hate everybody.
No.
Oh God! Okay, never mind. I'm gonna go look.
trying to
Ibruna's gonna
give
go
you
look
an
up
out.
the staircase.
I know
It's
you're
not that
trying
she
to
hates
say
everyone.
me.
I know
She's
you're
better
trying to give
than
me an that's the thing is I know you're trying to give me an out, but it's not a general hate for people. It's she thinks that she's better than them, so it is more towards the discrimination side of it.
She's just
I
better.
tried.
She doesn't hate people. She just resents having to seek approval from her inferiors.
Thank you.
So basically, you're Dwight Schrute.
I would happily be the Dwight Schrute of this reality.
But which one?
I actually don't know that reference.
The
The
Office.
Office.
Oh, that would be why.
Yeah.
Aaliyah and I are secret kindred.
Yeah.
In all.
So Dwight Schrute has lit fires. He has brought weapons into the office. He knows about bear attacks. He has his own beet farm. He's a very offbeat person.
Bears. Ha.
So
Bears.
the
Bears.
cave,
That'll start the line.
Thank you, Jody.
very musty. Pierre begins to walk up the stairs. Again, not saying much.
I'm gonna follow Pierre and hope that this leads to a similar spot in a slightly safer Hyrule field that smells better.
Zolta is also going to follow, but she's going to be contemplating out loud still about how bird people smell when they have beaks instead of noses.
He has beak holes.
Yeah.
Yes, but
Guys,
like,
you guys
what do they
get-
smell? Because it can't be the same. Do they have a muted sense of smell? What do they do?
So as you guys get to
What did they
the
do?
top,
I don't know why that's funny.
crap, I don't have a. I'll have to get something for that. We will just keep what we had before for right now. As you guys get to the top, you are greeted by a familiar sight: rolling, kind of seas of long grass, dotted every so often with hills, and in a few places you see the wreckage of guardians that are relatively commonplace in Hyrule Field. One of which you discovered was not as wrecked as it appeared. You do, as you look around, you do notice that you don't see the giant hole that you guys created. So you traveled a fair distance underground. And using basic, map making skills, the rough direction of where the hole should be. But you're thinking you've probably traveled at least 2,000 or 3,000 feet easily, half a mile.
Does this portion of Hyrule Field look familiar to me at all?
As familiar as Hyrule Field can be. The biggest issue with Hyrule Field is the fact that the only really defining feature of it is Hyrule Castle at the end.
Yeah.
The rest of it is very much, one hill looks like another hill looks like another hill. So you think you're a little bit more towards the center of Hyrule Field than you were when you fell in the hole. So technically you've backtracked a little bit because you were heading west.
Yeah.
Previously, and now you've moved basically northeast a little bit, about half a mile.
Yeah, and there's like a similar sort of pseudo hidden cave here that.
Yep.
I'm just
what
trying
it is it's part of a hillside, and there are kind of rocks and shrubs and things like that unless you're looking for this, it looks like this is solid due to the shadows and everything. It looks like this is just solid, and you really have to get close in order to see that there's an actual hole that you can go down into.
I'm gonna take a few steps outside and stare at this hill face and try to make sure I remember what it looks like in case we need to come back.
Make me a learning check.
16.
Okay. You do your best to try and remember it.
Okay, I got it, guys. I remember where this is now. We can.
Zolta turns to Cass and goes, "Have you written down a map or something of the location?"
Oh yeah, probably. do.
You guys are starting to be impressed with just how much information she's able to fit into this notebook.
Does it look like she's only like 2 pages in?
No, like
Tess has very small handwriting. I'm
notice
sure
like
if you
there is
opened this
lot.
book, it would look kind of like a crazy person, because even though there are extra, I feel like even though if there are extra pages, she still will write around what she's written in the margins, and it's just like there is no space unturned on each page.
Yeah.
Does it seem like Kestrel's journal's page count is similar to Iruna's bomb bag carrying capacity?
Yes.
You don't know yet. You're writing a lot. You're not sure if it's magically making more pages or not.
To be fair, this is the first time in a long time I've been able to make a bunch of notes on stuff and haven't had a parent take away my notebook and burn it.
That's unfortunate.
What are you writing? Nothing.
Well, I think the Lost Temple's that way.
That's why you started hiding it on your person, because for some odd reason your family wouldn't frisk you.
Right.
So you realize that hiding things in your room just wouldn't work.
Nope. No privacy. It's upsetting. All right.
Well, and
I'm learning more about Kess than I
brothers or
want to
something
know.
like that?
What direction are we going?
I
This
think
is all
brothers
this is
are
all
not
going
known
in
for
and out
that.
of character. You don't actually know this.
You didn't do this, so as far as I'm
Oh, if we're supposed to do this every time we speak out of character, y'all know everything about me.
Yeah, that's fair.
y'all just get real deep and like reveal these soul
As if we're talking to an audience who isn't there.
I don't know why you guys always talk out loud and say what you're going to do and like your motivations all the time.
It's really comforting, Zolta. You should try it sometime.
Now, here's the thing. I had the L on top of my forehead when I said that.
Did you?
I did. But that's fine. I could say that in character. Oh, it's really comforting. Interesting. What direction are we going?
To be fair,
Iruna's still
I'm
pointing
always a
west.
loser, so I'm technically always out of character.
Kess, which direction are we going? Arun is pointing one way.
Actually, yeah, according to Impa's notes, that does look kind of, yeah, all right.
Zolta turns to Arun and is like, good job.
On what?
Just, you did a good job. And she starts heading in that direction.
I have to draw attention to the fact that I am literally playing fetch with a cat and a wine cork. And it's working.
I turned to Cass and like, why is Zolta the way she is?
I can hear you.
Okay. Why is Zolta the way she is?
Just to humor Aruna, Cass looks through her notebook and goes, I don't know, man, the data's inconclusive.
And then he'll start following Zolta.
So you guys have noticed that it has started raining.
Has it now? No wonder I have to go to the bathroom. Okay.
Zolta is happy about this weather change.
Iruna is not.
2. Wait, would I be? Yes. I am. I don't know.
It's not like, big, heavy, like storm. This is kind of a summer shower. oh, I like this music. I was just like going through looking for something for you guys to change things up. And I'm like, this sounds good. I didn't realize there was music behind it too. I thought it was just rain sound.
I'm just gonna like zen out now.
Don't do that.
So that's the episode today. If you guys want to stay around for the next hour, we are guided meditation.
Yeah.
So you're walking through a forest, a field, if you will.
You know, I'm just gonna leave this stream running and come back in an hour. And
as you walk into the Deku forest,
like absorbing water through her skin.
Mm-hmm. So the rain itself is coming down pretty regularly. It's not super heavy, but it is kind of changing. Like you're watching the kind of long grass and everything like that. As it gets wetter, some of it will kind of mat together, and as the wind kind of whips it around still, because there's still a bit of a wind that's always kind of present in Hyrule Field. Kind of not only whips that up, but you'll see little like waves of water come off of the long grass as well every so often. And you can see a bridge in the distance that I have to actually get my map up so I know what I'm talking about.
Iruna, this entire walk has taken, he doesn't normally, but this time he's taken careful steps to walk around at a safe perimeter any ruined guardian he sees.
Yeah, Zolta is also being careful not to touch anything that is like metal stone other than ground things.
You guys can see from where you are right now. I have to look. Is there a name for this?
Bridge.
No, it just there we go. You can see the that's what we're looking for, right? Yeah. You can see the Carrick Bridge to the west.
Carrick Bridge.
God.
This seems like it's a good bridge to go.
Yeah, you're a little bit closer to Hyrule Castle than you probably want to be. But you know, it's an easy way across the Regencia River, which is your first kind of hurdle in to get over to. You eventually want to get to the Tabantha Great Bridge, and you have to cross the river in order to do that.
Well, we're still a ways out from it, right?
Yeah, it's probably, you know, a couple miles away.
Okay.
Something that you could easily get to in, you know, an hour or two.
That's the bridge we got to cross.
Ow!
What happened?
Nothing. I was definitely not bitten by a cat.
Why is there a cat out here?
Yeah, I may have missed about 10 seconds of that conversation as a dog jumping off my lap unplugged my headphones.
These animals, man. They're worse than guardians.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
They're cute and fluffy and teething.
Could be worse. Could be laser cats.
Well, let me tell you about this cat.
So there's a bridge that we are crossing.
No,
Aruna.
we need to cross. It's still all the way over there. How are we supposed to cross it if we don't walk over there, Zolta?
Well, I guess we'll have to walk there. I'm just saying that maybe when we cross the bridge, you go last.
Okay.
Cool.
It is a very big bridge. Think like
We're far away.
Bridge.
We're far away. I don't know.
Okay.
I continue walking that direction towards the bridge. Slightly unnerved at the proximity of the castle.
Okay. So as you guys continue going, you eventually do get to the bridge. It has seen better days. Go ahead.
Sorry, at this point in time, Hyrule Castle still has like a giant swirling mass of like pink and black, right? Okay.
Yep.
Just so we're on the same page. Yep. Continue.
Cool. Cool. So the bridge has seen better days. Is there... How far across is this bridge?
I have to gauge distance based on the map I'm looking at. The bridge itself, think suspension bridge. You know, think, you know, I don't know if you.
What is it suspended from?
There's a river. There's a relatively wide river underneath it.
But what is it suspended from?
Are there like post stone pillars on each side?
Yeah, it's you know, like you know where they have, and then they have the ropes. Like
no. That's why I'm asking.
It's the Indiana Jones rope bridge.
So it's
no,
literally...
it's not like that. It's a big wooden bridge.
Okay. You said the thing has seen better days. Are the supports more sturdy than the rest of the bridge?
It doesn't look like it's going to collapse anytime soon. But there's holes and things like that you guys could fall through.
All right, cool.
Let's go that route.
Oh God.
Well, I'll wait until you guys go, since you wanted me to go last.
Zolta is still upset that she didn't go against one of the Titans. God damn it, ambition and pride. She goes first.
Okay.
If you had told me that, I would have so been down.
It
would have been Attack on Titan.
It's a bridge, you know. Oh,
yeah,
wow.
yeah. This is like her one little, I didn't do this amazing thing because I thought better of it and I didn't want to get hurt. And she's trying to recover her pride in a semi-safe way.
I have a feeling that if we get through this entire campaign without taking on a Titan, we're going to beat the big bad. And then these two are going to go back to one of the Titans and then just try to just go for it.
No, Kess is going to build her own.
Yeah. We have different techniques here. See, Kess will build her own. Zolta will kill the person piloting it and take control.
And then this changes from Zelda to Gundam Wing.
Oh, that'd be so fun.
I'll build my own after I get to look at it.
Yeah. Sequel to
We can
Realms of
rebuild
Wild.
bigger, better, stronger.
So you guys make it over the Carrick Bridge. It takes like 15-20 minutes to make it over the bridge because again, it's a substantial bridge. But you make it over without too much difficulty. The rain makes it a little bit slick. But again, it's a massive bridge. It was designed for, you know, big trade caravans and stuff like that to go over. So 4 people just walking over it is fine. And you guys enter this area called the Breach of Demise, which is this kind of canyon that has overarching kind of spikes of rock and stuff like that. And you guys know it's named after an ancient legendary evil creature called Demise.
That's cheery.
Yeah, it's not the nicest looking place. But the large overhangs of rocks do give you guys respite every so often from the rainfall.
How God, I'm having trouble pulling up a good map right now, but how are we kind of close to the Lost Temple at that point, or do we still have
well, there's a major road that goes through the Breach of Demise and then winds around the Ceres Scablands and then goes to the Great Tabantha Bridge and or the Tabantha Great Bridge, and the Tabantha Great Bridge is what spans the Tanengar Canyon, and at the end of the Tanengar Canyon is Forgotten Temple. So, so you guys are technically you're south of the temple itself, but it's also, you know, a few hundred feet below you because it's at the bottom of this ravine or canyon, technically.
Okay.
So when you get to the Tabantha Great Bridge, you kind of have to figure out a way to get down.
You just fall.
that does work.
Okay. Have I traveled?
Surviving the sudden stop at the end, sometimes difficult.
Sometimes. Have I traveled this road before that we're going through the breach?
Yeah, this is a major trade route.
Okay.
So,
well,
you travel it. It doesn't get much trade. It doesn't get much traffic. In the area you guys are in, because that goes directly into Hyrule Field, and technically the road that you're on goes directly into Hyrule Castle town, and eventually Hyrule Castle. So this particular road has not seen use in the 20 some odd years since the Great Calamity. But it connects with another road that goes north that is much more widely used, simply because you can use it to go around Hyrule Castle.
well, if we just take this road, it goes around, and then we get to the bridge where that's near the temple. So we should keep going this way.
Pierre kind of silently nods and just keeps walking into the rain. He doesn't seem to be caring about the fact that he's getting soaked.
Sorry if I'm irritable right now, but the rain is putting me in a sour mood. No change in personality. He just keeps walking.
Going to slightly huddle over my notebook, since keep it from getting wet, to make a note about where we're going, and close it up and go. Okay.
This is for both Zulta and Kess. This is by far the furthest you've ever been away from home.
Yeah.
You're getting basically close to the other side of the known world.
I'm also gonna pull up my scarf to act as a hood, and bring down my goggles.
Okay.
Keep the rain out of my eyes.
Kess goes very Mad Max for a little bit.
Well, you know.
Zolta has no protective clothing and is just like, yes, vest, shorts, let's get soaked.
All right.
That out of context is not good. No one clip that.
Everyone clip that.
So,
Clip it. Clip it good. Dun, 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 dun.
So you guys,
Zolta here.
over the next few days, you travel down this road. Because it's more well traveled. There's not quite as many things like bokoblins or anything like that, because
Robert Frost has nothing to say about this path.
Yes, nothing to say about this path. Because trade happens regularly and most caravans have guards, the bokoblins have learned that they tend to avoid this area and look for better places to ambush and kill things. So it takes you guys a few more days, but you finally get to Mount Rome, I believe is how that's pronounced, and the Tabantha Great Bridge.
When in Rome.
And unfortunately, due to my illness, that is where we are going to end it for today. Simply because, like I said, I am not feeling well right now, and this is actually a pretty nice place to stop, so you guys can have a little time to plan and figure out what you're going to do to get down this 500 to 1,000 foot drop without dying.
Plus side, we've now spent a few days together.
Yeah. So before we go, is there anything, you guys have had a few days, is there anything specific over those few days that you guys would have been doing?
Hoping that it doesn't rain the entirety of that trip.
No, it only rained for probably about 4 hours on the first day.
Okay. I think at some point, making all the notes, if there was ever some downtime around a campfire, I would like to try to concoct a makeshift umbrella for Aruna for the future.
Okay.
Oh, can it be one of those head umbrellas?
I feel like that's practical. You want him to have his
hands free. Yeah.
Go ahead and roll me a. I think I'm going to call this a learning check.
Yeah.
Would there be enough restful nights there for me to heal my lethal damage?
Yeah, you
Aw.
heal your fortitude every day of lethal damage. So
It was a 9, so I totally failed that first night. Can I roll again to see if I made it on the second night?
At this point, I think that
So
Zolta knows what she's
every
reading
roll,
and actually wants to help.
So in Open Legends, every roll matters. So what happens is as you initially design it and you're building it, your first attempt, you vastly underestimate the size of Aruna's head.
I made it for myself.
Yeah, you're like, oh, well, I mean, and then it takes you a couple more days to find enough materials and everything to be able to make a second one that is large enough for Aruna.
Sorry.
By the end of this journey, we all just have umbrella hats.
You know, everyone needs a craft around the fire.
And eventually Kess, trademarks it and, patents it. And then you guys can stop being adventurers and, just live off the profits of her new invention.
I mean,
get me
Kess
adventure
would,
capitalist.
but I don't think she would share with Zolta.
It depends how nice Zolta was feeling that day. Zolta has endeared herself to me begrudgingly. You're now like that sibling that I don't particularly like all the time, but I do love you. So.
Your siblings who should never live together, but
Yes.
you're good when you see each other at dinner.
Like, we're like, hey, I love you.
Yeah.
Let's not talk again for another 6 months.
Yeah.
But I love you.
Every business needs employees.
What are they gonna do? Model it? That's like...
Well, manufacturing, you can't make them all yourself.
Okay, first of all, I find it cute that you think that Aruna wouldn't break it, and cute that you think that Zolta would do any sort of manual labor.
Yeah. I mean, come on.
I can be quite delicate when I need to be.
He built the, what's it called? Your punchy thing again?
It's called punchy thing.
He did not build that.
Yeah, he did. He built them himself. The Blast Basher?
Allegedly. No one's confirmed that yet.
Oh, yeah.
Because, you told me you didn't.
When?
When I was examining
That's how
it.
it worked.
The very first time when I was like, ooh, can I look at it? And took notes. You're like, I think you said you found it?
No.
But you definitely didn't tell Kessia made it.
I didn't tell you I made it, but I didn't tell you I didn't make it.
You definitely said something that said...
You let on that you had no idea how it was put together.
Yeah.
Well, you should go watch the VOD and double check that.
And if
Leah is on my side. Stop trying to gaslight me.
I'm gonna clip it and show it to you guys.
Chat, if you are also confused and think Elias is wrong, because he is, you can watch the VOD on our YouTube channel, which is what, Elias?
youtube.com/Zelda Universe TV.
Oh, TV.
There we go. Okay, and
you guys need to universalize things, because some places you're Zelda Universe and other places
we
Zelda
can't because other people take Zelda Universe places.
Well, beat them up.
That's mean, and we don't know
that advice did not work from my father in preschool, and it doesn't work now.
I'm not saying this could be easily solved if you'd let me have a Titan. But I'm saying this could have been easily solved if you let me have a Titan.
I'm not saying this could be easily solved if you would just let Zolta max out her entropy powers. But I mean, we'd make it through.
Just saying,
things.
That's
Eileen
exactly
and I
what
have ideas. We're entrepreneurial and we know
Tess
how
to have her
get
own
shit done.
Megazord.
I will open the equivalent of a coffee shop. It'll be like an oxygen bar and just give them a little spark of life energy and get them addicted.
Just think, we can start go party members, do fighting in Hyrule, yeah. I don't know. I just came up with that on the spot. I'm running on 4 hours of sleep. I don't know what to tell you.
So thank you all for coming to our game.
Thank you for tuning in to Realms of the Wild. Normally, this is a 2-hour show. Like I said, I'm very much under the weather right now. Food poisoning is lovely. Yes, we do We do run this show every other week. So next week we will not have a live show, but we will be rebroadcasting this one. And right after the rebroadcast, it goes up on the YouTube channel. And follow Zelda Universe on Twitter. They are at Zelda Universe there. And there's a poll for the MVP of the week. And whoever wins the poll gets a legend point that they could use to give themselves advantage on a roll or ability check, anything like that. So,
spoiler alert: the winner for next episode, not Iruna, because it's never Iruna.
We are going to have a targeted vote for Iruna campaign at some point in the future. We'll work out those details.
We're gonna make it a rupee redemption where Iruna wins the poll no matter what.
But it's going to cost you like 30,000 rupees.
Get rupees. I mean, you can redeem rupees for legend or legend points.
Not too easy. Too easy.
Guys. Yeah, no. We have to rig the poll for 30,000 rupees.
I love how Kiri is already campaigning for.
So is Ilea. Everyone campaigns. See, that's the thing. I never campaign.
Every time you start talking about it, I immediately am in chat saying vote Zolta. However, I was not able to campaign this week because I was just way too busy with work. So whoever came in at the last minute to get me that MVP poll win, you are amazing. I love you. Do it again.
Anyway, guys, we like I said, we will be back in 2 weeks to continue the story. And that's all for me today. I will see you guys next time. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody. Thanks for watching.
Bye.
We're good.
Oh.